Angela Serial, your host for Real Talk, Real Stories. Today, I'm going to be discussing relationships and you. And my passion comes from dealing with my friends, acquaintances, and listening to their stories and hearing how it relates to what was once my story. So today I'm gonna try and see if I can help some people get out of toxic relationships. And yes, toxic relationship is not healthy relationship, whether it is for you, and if you have kids, it's even worse. And I can say that I survived being in a toxic relationship, and thank God I did. And my decision to get out of it was the best thing I think I could have done for myself when I did it. When I did it, it was like all hell broke loose, and I also had to face all the bashing that came with that from um, the side of my ex's family and villagers, and the whole works. I had to deal with it, but I knew that I was going to survive it because I had already programmed myself for it. Um, but since I've done that and I've been listening to stories, I listen to the certain radio programs and I hear people write about their stories, that what they are going through in their relationships, and I realize there are lots of people out there who wants someone to help them to make up their mind, give them some idea as to how to get out of toxic relationships. And so let me tell you guys, first of all, that I got married at 26, and some people were for it. Some people gave me advice, and told me that the person that I was getting married to was a good person, and then I got some advice that I should not. So anyway, for reasons that I'm now realizing was not good for me, was not good for the choice that I was going to make, I went ahead and did it, but it was to my demise. However, I'm thankful that I went through it, I survived it, and thank God I have three beautiful kids out of it. Well, that's what people will say, at least you got your kids, but I could have gotten kids from anybody else. However, I'm thankful for my kids. I had to, when I broke up, had to take my kids with me and basically take care of them on my own because the other side refused to pull their weight in taking care of of his kids. So I did it on my own, but it did not come easy. So when you're deciding to remain in a toxic relationship, you have to ask yourself a question. I mean, at what expense? At what expense are you doing that? What is it at the expense of your health, of your probably your mental health, your financial stability? Because this thing can affect you in so many ways. My health was deteriorating. My finances was at its all-time low. Um, my friendships were, with people was strained, and I was stressed, and probably, sometimes I took it out on the kids, poor kids, innocent. Um, However, I tried my utmost, whenever I went out. I never really let people see that I was having problems. So I was keeping all of this inside. And I'm sure there are many people out there who's doing the same. You're going through so much, but you're hiding all inside. But lucky for me, I had one or two good friends, well, three of them I can count for now, that I could share with, and vent out my feelings, my frustration with. And so that gave me some form of relief. But in the moment, I decided that I was gonna toughen up, because it doesn't matter. It mattered not whether I cried or I quarreled. No matter what I did, nothing helped. You When you decide, okay, I'm gonna see if I can get someone, to intervene, and try to um, talk to the person, and see whether change can come. But this too didn't help, and for 15 years I tried. Um, so just like many of you are in this situation for years, and you keep trying, but at what point are you going to tell yourself that I've had enough? And I know for some people, just like for me, the situation was with getting pregnant soon after you get married, and then you have a first kid and a second and a third, and you're stuck because you get married and it's not your intention to get divorced. And then when the kids come, you don't want to separate the kids from their dad, and all of these things that keep you bound, but it's not good for you. It's not good for the kids. Like Dr. Phil says, it's better to take a child out of a bad environment than to raise them in it. And that is so true. Sometimes we say we're doing it for the kids' sake, but are we really helping the kids when we remain in toxic relationships? I doubt. And however, at the time I didn't know better, so I knew that that was not going to be my destiny, because I watched my mom go through abuse, and I decided that this was not going to be my destiny. And so I purposed in my heart that I was going to fear it out, but I had no idea how long that I was willing to fear it out for. But in the meantime, while I was fearing it out, I took steps, to avoid myself from getting high blood pressure, and all of this stuff that people get, or mental illness, So there are things that I turn to for relief, for peace of mind, So I decided, hey, if I can't change my situation, then I've got to make things better for myself, and there's no way I'm going to give somebody the key to my happiness. Somebody who does not deserve to have that key, you hand that person the key to your happiness. You hand a person the key to your financial freedom. You hand a person the key to your success, because that person have you bound and you're not seeing any way out. But there is always a way out, but it's not just going to come. You have to work towards it. So I decided, and I started working towards it, and I would play my worship songs, or it doesn't, worship songs helped a lot. And sometimes it would just be, like maybe rock music or any music that would, at the moment, just relieve the stress that I was going through. So I would listen to my music, I would dance in the house by myself, and this would just take off all, the thoughts, all the things that I was going through. It would just take it out. And I, told myself that, hey, I've got to survive this. And I'm telling you today, if you are in this situation, you can survive it. Stop, take that key away from that person that you have given it to. If a person cannot love you and respect you and honor you, that person does not deserve the key to your happiness. You can't make yourself miserable for someone who just doesn't care. So that is the stance I had to take. And that is why I'm out now, trying to do this video so that I can help some people who really need some help. Nobody deserves the key to your happiness. Nobody deserves the key to your success. Nobody deserves the key to your financial freedom, your mental health. You know? So you've got to make a decision for yourself and decide that you're going to take charge of this thing. For your good, for the good of the kids, for your good of your extended family, your friends. You deserve better. And I kept telling myself I deserve better. I kept telling myself that I can do better. And I knew I could do better. And I knew I deserve better. So you have to keep telling yourself that, hey, I can do better than this. And you can. Just like I told myself that I could. And I did. I got out and I've done better for myself. You know, I've moved from not having a home, living in a home that I thought was my marital home, and it wasn't. It was on someone else's name. But I lived in it for 15 years thinking that it was my marital home, and it wasn't. So I moved from this house, you know, gave it up, and moved to my parents' house because my parents had died a couple of years, you know, before. So the house was vacant, so I moved into my parents' house. And within 2 years, I was able to start a new business, start building my house, and before I knew it, I built a house. I had my business, purchased some other properties, you know, and I have done better for myself, just like I promised myself that I can do better. So I'm telling you today, if you are in this situation, if you find yourself in a situation where you try, as far as I'm concerned, some people are trying to buy love. You can't buy love. It doesn't matter what you do. If someone loves you, they will do right by you. And it doesn't matter, you can try to give them the world, you can climb mountains for them. They don't appreciate what you're doing for them. They don't appreciate the care that you give to them. Because once you get married, you start having kids, you become the mom, you become doctor, you become, you know, I was the breadwinner, the maid, because some men actually get married to you and think that you become their maid. No woman is meant to be a maid. She's supposed to be a helpmate. If I have a full-time job and you're also working, why should I be the one to come home every day and be enslaved, you know, to do every single thing in the home? You know, still take care of the kids, get them ready for school, you know, make sure that the meals are there, the bills are paid. If I don't pay the bills don't get paid. You know, and all of these things. And people get married to you because they know that you probably what we'll call debouilleur, or you're a hustler, and they take advantage of you. Yes, a lot of women like myself are being taken advantage of in relationships, and that's why I'm very careful now. You know, some men come up to me and like, you know, I really love you. I want to get married to you. Really? You want to get married to me? You know what? I need to know what it is you're bringing on the table. Because I'm not going to subject myself to these kind of relationships anymore after I've run away from it and survived. I'm not in the position to put myself in that again. You know, so don't expect to come and tell me love doesn't buy it, love doesn't cut it, love can pay my bills, love can pay my mortgage. You know? And some people were like, oh, if women don't want to love men who has nothing. But if you don't have anything, then at least you should show that you have the capability of achieving something, you know. I understand if you don't have anything, but if we can work together. But if you're not a hustler, if I don't see you are the person that can get things going, and some men are so full of themselves, you know, they feel that taking advice from a woman is degrading them or belittling them. So these are the kind of things that you have to deal with in relationships, and I'm not prepared to subject myself to this anymore. So when you're deciding, you know, to go into a relationship, these are the kind of things that you have to look for. When a man says he loves you, what is love to him? You know, love supposed to give. Because the Bible said that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So love is not just showing you know, like men expects that, oh, he says he loves you, so you have to, you know, be sexual. That's not love. That is not love. You know, if you love me and you can see when I have a need and for you to fulfill maybe a financial need or a physical need or material need, I mean, come on. You know, we are living in a realistic world. I can't live comfortably if I can pay my bills. So how am I going to just accept that you love me? And some women have some men just in their house, just hardly doing anything, and they're the ones going out working hard and ensuring that. What is this for? Come on. If you have a healthy human and strong human being in your house, that's called a man. He's supposed to be your provider, your protector. And you're allowing a man to just be laid back. He has so much time on his hands. Most likely, while you're out working, he has some other woman chasing with your money at your expense. And you call that love? And you're in love? Or you love, oh, I love him? Or really? Is that what love is to you? Come on. We need to do better as women. You know, stop settling for this kind of treatment, and that's abuse. Anytime a person takes advantage of you and tries to, you know, just use you in different ways, they're abusing you. It's abuse, you know, and you need to start, you know, preparing yourself. Prepare yourself. It's not easy getting out of a relationship, I must say. It's not an easy road, because that's a relationship you probably took years to build. You've put so much effort into it, and you know, it has cost you a lot financially. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's better to lose it all and start fresh than to remain in it and lose yourself. You know, too many women are lost. They have lost their identity. They've lost who they are, trying to save a relationship that is not worth saving. It's not worth saving, and you're trying to save it. We got to teach men, you know, to value us, to respect us, and to honor us. And you can't tell me that it's okay to remain with someone who does not do any of that for you. So today I'm here to tell you that there's hope for you. You can get out of this. You can do better for yourself. You can do this. So please, try your utmost to start working on yourself, start loving yourself, start pampering yourself. I had forgotten myself at one point. My hair was a disgrace. My heels were a mess. I had no time for myself. I was just too stressed to really take care of myself. Until I realized, hey, I got to do this for me, because no one will love me the way I ought to be loved. So if no one will do it, then it has to start with me. So you have to start loving yourself enough to say, hey, I am going to do better for myself. Stop making men use you and abuse you. You know, they manipulate you into getting sexual with you. It's all manipulative and try to make you think that they love you so much, but that's not love. But they won't see when you have a need, and they are capable of meeting the need, you know. They are capable of meeting the need, but they won't. So tell me. Or they always give you an excuse. Oh, I'm going through this. Or I'm going through that. Are you the only person going through? Are you the only person going through? I can't. I have this to pay. They're always making excuses. Because that person doesn't really love you. That's not love. So wake up. Wake up, my women, my fellow women, and it's time for you to do better for yourself. Do better for yourself. Do better for your kids if you have children. Start loving yourself, start pampering yourself, and start telling yourself that I can do better. I deserve better. And when you feel stress, turn on that music. Turn on that music, whatever music you love. Turn it on. If it's dice you love, put dice on and jump up in the house. Do what you have to do. But don't allow anyone to get that key to your success, to your freedom, to your um, financial freedom, to your mental health. Don't allow anyone to take that key from you. Take hold of that key and manage it yourself, because no one will love you like you love yourself. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you do, please like, subscribe, and if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it. Share this video, and let us help to empower women and help them to realize, hey, everyone has a talent. So your talent, I used my talent for my benefit to get myself through life. So whatever talent that you have, look into it, develop it. I probably did not say also that during that time I went to school, I went to university and did my executive diploma in management. And all this was empowering me, for getting out of this situation that I was in, where I was being used and abused. And this was by no means love to me. Love will not do that to another human being. Love will not do this kind of things to another human being. So I empowered myself, and then I went ahead and started my own business. So some of you, you probably have a job that you are able to do, and on the side also, apart from my job I had before I started my business, I did little confectionaries and sold, and probably you can do cakes, and probably you're good at doing art and craft. Do something on the side that can help to bring the extra income to give you that freedom so that you can get up. I always tell my kids, try and be independent. Don't be a dependent person. When you are a dependent person, you're going to get walked all over. What's the point in trying to depend on a man? And okay, yes, he gives you a house, he gives you a car. So what if he gives you a house and a car? And he's not treating you right. You probably want to, and sometimes, some women don't even get it, but they're hoping that the man will give them a house or give them a car. Some do, some don't. So after he gives you that house and that car, what happens? If you can get out and free yourself from that relationship and find a true love, then fine. But if you are solely dependent on the person, that becomes your prison, because you can't leave, because a house needs maintenance and so does a car. So at the end of the day, it's not all about that. It's about your happiness. It's about your fulfilling your dreams, because you have your goals. Maybe you have goals, maybe you have dreams that you would love to achieve one of those days, but you're not going to achieve them remaining in prison or remaining in a situation where a man has the key to whether you leave or you go, whether you excel or you don't, and we just continue to subject ourselves to these kind of things. So please, once again, if I have said anything that may be of help to you, or you think that will be of help to some other woman, come on, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and share and subscribe. Once again, this is your host, Angela Cyril, and it was a joy sharing this with you. On my next program, I will discuss some other topic of interest. Bye, and see you next time.